Yeah, good morning everyone. So I've got a feeling that the big dog is right by my door, because every morning, when I open the door, it's just right there. So we'll see if it's waiting for me to wake up again. Yeah, I have a feeling that the dog is just right in front of the door. Let's see. Oh, good morning. Today's plan is that we're going to Alert Bay. So I'm right now in my room. I'll show you where Alert Bay is. Here we go. This is the bathroom. And here we go. And that's Alert Bay over there. Yeah, that basically concluded our quick tour of Alert Bay, British Columbia. Alright, let's go to Alert Bay. Oh, you're still here. Hello. First thing first, I parked my car at BC Ferry's parking lot in Port McNeill. And following that, another big breakfast. So behind me, that's the BC Ferry's terminal. That's the place where we're gonna be taking the ferry to Alert Bay. So that's the ferry going to Sointula and Alert Bay. Yeah, today is such a nice day. The sun just came out. I'm so pumped and excited. So let's hop onto the ship and I will see you in Alert Bay. Well, I'm the first passenger on board the ship because I'm the only foot passenger. The ferry between Port McNeill and Alert Bay is much smaller compared to the ones between Metro Vancouver and Vancouver Island. In fact, you can't even make a reservation for this one. It's first come, first serve. If it's full, it'll just leave without you. But don't worry, you'll always see another one within the next 2 hours during daylight time. Yeah, I know the fact it's gonna be a windy ride, so I'm just gonna sit in this section of the ship.
Now setting the top bubble. Ensure both straps are tight and secure. Check that the bottom strap is around.
It's a really short ride. You can actually see where this ferry comes from and where it will be. 45 minutes ago, it was at Sointula on Malcolm Island on my left. And 45 minutes from now, it will be at Alert Bay on Cormorant Island, which was right in front of me. You know what? I think I happen to be one of those people who really appreciate wearing a face mask. Who knew it can actually protect your face in strong winds like this? Unfortunately, I did not wear enough layers. Yeah, so just in case, you forgot to wear enough layers like I do, there's one place that you can absolutely hide from this ferocious wind. And yes, you have probably guessed it, it's the restroom. We were approaching Alert Bay. It looked drastically different from what I've imagined. Unique buildings in this community immediately drew my attention. Although I was on board a ferry that was quite some distance away from the shore. From that moment, I knew this trip would be very different from all other places I had seen on Vancouver Island. The dock was getting closer, and I was ready to disembark. Then I realized on the vehicle deck there was an indoor passenger area with a cafeteria. Wait, but I just spent almost the entire journey inside the toilet because it was way too windy on the top deck. Alert Bay is not only the home of the killer whales, it is also the territory of the Namgis First Nation, a band of the Kwakwakwa people of the Pacific coast. I knew that probably I won't see any killer whales on that day in Alert Bay, thanks to the rather disappointing whale watching trip the day before. But the fresh air, the jaw-dropping scenery in the background, and everything around me made me so excited to discover Alert Bay. Alright, so I just got into Alert Bay. Yeah, so my first impression, wow, what a cool place. I really like that there's a boardwalk that goes all the way, from the ferry terminal. Wow, the community has so many characteristics. Seriously, next time if I get a chance, I'll stay here for multiple days rather than just a day trip from Port McNeill. Yeah, I guess this is potentially where I'll be staying next time I come to Alert Bay. Yeah, so behind me over there, that lighthouse building, that's the Tourist Information Center. I highly recommend you come here first before you start doing anything at Alert Bay. So I've got those brochures and maps that shows you detailed information about the attraction on this island, and the staff working there is very helpful. Yeah, so definitely don't miss it. Fun fact, this tourist center was once the municipal hall of Alert Bay, and today it still houses the community's public library. There are chairs along the boardwalk, and to be honest, I could sit there all day just watching the amazing scenery right in front of my eyes. Alert Bay is a very small community. It has pretty much only one hardware store, one restaurant that was open for business, and one school that everyone knows who is graduating this year. Oh, most people also knew who was not from this community. But don't worry, people there are super nice and friendly. If you stay there long enough, they will definitely recognize you the next time they see you. The water is so clear here. Fortunately, it was a really nice day on that day, and I could see the full beauty of the surrounding area. The First Nations on the Pacific coast are known for their art. In Alert Bay, you see them everywhere as well. When I said everywhere, I wasn't exaggerating. Of course, when I said art, it wasn't just murals. You'll find interesting architecture, handicrafts, and yes, you will miss them, the totem poles, which we'll explore more in the next episode. Yeah, so I do notice one thing. I realized that between houses, you don't see fences or anything. Yeah, just shows that probably everybody knows each other and they live truly like a community. And as you know, church is one of those places where communities meet. In front of the Anglican church, a Canadian flag was hung upside down. I also saw some other houses in Alert Bay doing the same thing. This is a way to protest against the genocide of Indigenous children across Canada, which I briefly mentioned in one of our Victoria episodes. We will talk more about this throughout our British Columbia adventures, as we visit more sites related to this horrendous event, including the former site of Alert Bay's own residential school in the next episode. Cormorant Island is a small island. It's only 800 meters wide and 5 kilometers long. It didn't take me too long to reach the other side of the island, where you'll find a very peaceful, yet very rocky beach. Yeah, it's just so peaceful here. I'm so glad I came. This is a fantastic place. I think I'll definitely come back in the future to spend multiple days. Alert Bay isn't really a big community. It really reminds me of one place. It reminds me of Churchill, Manitoba. Hey folks, I think I just found my new favorite village here in Canada. Yeah, so far we've got, I think out of all the places I've been to in Canada, my favorite city is Victoria. My favorite town is Churchill, and my favorite village is definitely Alert Bay. But again, I'm open to discover more interesting places in Canada. You know what? The funny thing is that I've met people from Port McNeill area who told me that there was nothing to see in Alert Bay. But I'm so glad that I came. After spending some quiet time by myself at the rocky beach, I figured out one simple yet very scary truth. It's about the nature of traveling. I sometimes complain about how Vancouver is a boring place. Yet friends who only come for a short visit often tell me that Vancouver is one of the best places they have ever been. After this conflicting account of what people told me about Alert Bay and what I actually experienced in Alert Bay, I gotta say, the traveling is essentially you leaving a place you're so sick and tired of and go to places where people over there are sick and tired of. How did Sayu Rinpoche get enlightened? Well, by staring at the body of water you see right now. Then I went to the highest point of Cormorant Island, the Alert Bay Ecological Park. It is more widely known by another name, Gator Gardens. Okay, I'm gonna assure you that you won't find alligators on this island, alright? The reason why it has such a weird name is because one of the mayors in the past figured that this place reminded her of the Everglades in Florida. And what do you see there? Well, see you later, alligator. It's actually water down here. Today the Alert Bay Ecological Park is paved with boardwalk, which makes this island's own Everglades more accessible to both locals and visitors. You might ask, what an eerie landscape this place has, huh? If you have been following this channel, you have probably figured out that one of the main themes I'm trying to show you through my travel is how human actions, whether we like or not, indeed make impacts to the environment around us. Guess what? The reason why you see a whole bunch of dead trees at the highest point on this island is because humans made it look this way. Returning back to the village, you notice an empty spot and a seemingly abandoned wharf. Yeah, actually, to understand why Gator Garden exists on this island, and it all started with the empty spot right behind me here. Yeah, you've got that right. Not long ago, the empty spot and the wharf were parts of the Alert Bay cannery. To secure a fresh water source for the business, the cannery built a dam so fresh water from the ground to reach the surface, and that is where the Gator Garden is. However, as water surged upwards, it eventually flooded the area, which killed the trees there. The result? The eerie landscape you see today. The cannery is no longer in business, their main building is not even there anymore. But the Gator Gardens, one of the company's unintentional creations, remain. In the next episode, we'll continue our journey in Alert Bay. We'll be digging into the Indigenous community there. And you'll see why Alert Bay is one of the best places in British Columbia to see and learn about totem poles. Plus, you'll start to understand why the totem poles at Stanley Park are just there for tourists. Stay tuned.